Okay. Maybe it's... Oh, hey. Welcome in. Can I help you with anything? Or were you just browsing? Really? Okay, cool. It's always nice to know that another person in town is pursuing the arcane arts. Are you, like just starting out? Or do you have some experience? Like any prior experience? Like, it's a bit like riding a bike, you'll pick it up if you already... Okay, no, that's totally fine. I just wanted to make sure because I've had people come in here asking for like some novice stuff. Like, oh, I tried learning this and it didn't work out. And now I want to learn a new thing. And they want to start all over thinking it's going to help them. But honestly, if you know anything about the, if you know anything about magic, you probably already know most of the basics. You don't have to start all over. But if you're looking to start from scratch, that's perfectly fine. Have you already been experiencing some magical misfires, let's say? You go to heat up a pot of tea because you're really annoyed, and so you go to do it, and the water's already scalding hot when it comes out of the faucet, anything like that? Okay. No, hey, that's totally fine. Some people start learning to control magic because they already use it. And other people want to learn it from scratch, like you. And both methods are perfectly fine. When I started learning, I was already causing a few little issues here and there because, like I said, you don't really realize you're doing it, but stuff starts happening. One really bad thing I used to do, I don't even know how I would do it, but I just touch stuff and it would turn like frosty cold. And now I can control that. Know a few little ice-based magics as well. But, that's not what I focused on, obviously. Otherwise, this entire place would be an ice castle. But, I digress. Do you have any idea what you're getting into? Oh, no. I don't... No, I didn't mean like, do you know the dangers? I can go over that and stuff. But, it seems like you already know, which is a good start. And I'm very glad that you do. But I meant like, do you know what context of magic you want to get into? Do you want to get into, you could be a green mage. You could be a city mage. You could be a light mage or a dark mage. They're both fine. They just, like I said, no different context of magic, and both are perfectly acceptable. You could be a blue mage. I know some are getting into newer types of magic. You've got your synth mages. You've got, your very specialized mages. If you have one specific thing you're looking for. Of course, household mages, very common. But I could go on and on forever. Do you have anything in specific? Do you know the name of it? You don't know? Okay. You're really new, aren't you? Yeah, okay. That's okay. I don't usually get people who are this new, but it's kind of exciting, honestly. Some people come in with a very, very specific idea in mind. Like I want to learn how to use fire exclusively. So I need all your fire stuff. And the truth is, you can just do one specific thing. I've never thought it to be terribly fun, but some people do. And, some people come in, they have one thing in mind, they try to learn it, realize it's boring to them, and they go to something else. Usually whatever feels natural to them. So, with that in mind, is there anything that feels like it's calling out to you specifically? Again, like I said, could be anything. If you have a certain special interest or hobby that you really want to be more in depth with, I've known pottery mages. Really helps with pattern making if you're into that. Okay. Yeah, sure. I think, let me see here. Over here, if you don't mind following me, here's the book section of my shop, as I'm sure you could tell. This book, I believe, will help you a lot. It's basically just a standard guidebook. It is basically what they use in Mage schools. So you'll basically be learning from an academic perspective, and that's just because a lot of people who haven't outwardly manifested any sort of arcane control have a lot of trouble doing it organically. A lot of them have difficulty just feeling the magic like some people do. Some people who can manage to control it without even meaning to. It's a bit like a third arm or like a sixth sense or additional anything, really. So, for folks like us, myself included, it's a lot easier just to be able to feel it and let it flow through you. But for folks like you who maybe don't know what they're looking for or aren't quite sure what to focus on or how to emit that arcane energy, this is really good because it teaches you kind of not only some nice little meditation tips and tricks to help you kind of get in tune with that part of the world, but also it teaches you some basic movements, kind of how to assign specific motions to specific things. That way you can, focus on a specific thing you want to happen. And then similarly, while you're doing that specific action in your head, you can then conduct a certain motion repetitively, and it sort of creates a connection in your brain, Like, when you do that motion, this thing happens. And eventually, that becomes a way you can control the magical energy around you and create certain castings and such the like. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. And this also goes over some of the main schools, how they focus their magics differently, and generally just gives you all the basics you need to know. I recommend, if you're just starting out, read chapters 1, 2, and 3 first, skip right on ahead to chapter 7, and then read 7 through 9. And then, if you're really feeling like you need a bit more help, you can read through 10 to 13. Those give you some more detailed guides. It's a lot of stuff to, reference when you're doing magic. And then once you feel like you've gotten a bit of a good grip on how to do stuff, then you can circle back to those chapters in the middle, just so that you can see the more advanced paths you can go down, I guess. And this is not the newest edition of this book. Like I said, it's the stuff they teach in schools, but it's the second most recent edition, so it's got almost the exact same thing. And I mean, I have a copy of it. I wound up selling it, but I have a copy, or had a copy, I guess. And this has almost the exact same stuff. It's just reordered. And in fact, it's ordered... The new edition is ordered in the way that I told you to do it, so... that's why I suggested it, actually. So, would you like to get this, or are you thinking maybe you want something a little bit less chunky to start? It's totally fine if you want something just a bit more basic. Okay. How about this? I'll set it aside for now. And if you're feeling it later, we can work on it then. And if you're not, no worries. Okay. Well then, let me see what else we've got. Okay, how about this? This is the quintessential guide to household magery. And basically, household mages just do as the name implies. This is all sorts of stuff. It's really easy to do. It's just some household tasks that you can save time on. For example, you can make brooms sweep on their own. You can turn stoves on and off. Yeah. Gas and electric. I think the most complex thing in here is weeding your garden, because there's just, depending on how many weeds you have, that can be a lot. Levitation, table setting, all sorts of fun stuff. And this is the stuff that most people who kind of just want to know magic to know magic look into. It is not very hard stuff, like I said, but it's a good start. And if it's something that you feel you might be interested in, I definitely think it's something to look into. Yeah, no, I never personally learned this stuff, but it's because I like doing all the manual stuff. And besides that, a lot of it's just really not for me. But, like I said, if this is something where you think you might just want to learn a bit, just to know something, and, I won't say necessarily like as a trend, but if you don't want to commit to something super long term, if you just want to know some stuff that will be immediately helpful to you without having to go through the process of all the steps, this is really great. I will say, if you do eventually want to take on more complex stuff, you will have to unlearn some of the stuff in here, from what I've been told at least. I've had a lot of people come in, get one of these books, and tell me later that, when they wanted to learn, let's say, how to start a bonfire, or how to change the weather, they had to really unlearn, some of the stuff in here, because this is more for the everyday mage, while those are more for the practiced mage, So, they're both fine. It really just depends on what you're after. Okay. Sure. I can set this aside as well. And you just let me know if you want either of those. Is there anything else you wanted to look at? Oh, yeah, of course. This is actually what I specialize in. So, this is the potion wall. Yeah. Yeah, it has potions. All sorts. We have form-changing potions. We have... Let's see. Those are the form-changing ones. All down that shelf. All down that shelf. It's a lot. I mean, one for every form is the dream, but... these ones are the enhancement potions. They don't change your form inherently, but they do give you, super fast speed, super smart intelligence, super charming words. Yeah. These are kind of the miscellaneous ones. They kind of just, they don't have a good place somewhere else. Like, this one makes your fingernails grow slightly longer. I give it to a lot of people who have trouble biting their nails. Maybe that's TMI. Let's see. These ones are kind of fun. They're taste-changing potions. So, yeah, it's a small section, but it basically just makes everything you eat taste like something. So, like this one right here, makes you taste everything like bubblegum. This one is mangoes. This one is... Hold on, the label's really smudged on it. No idea. We're just gonna put this one aside, actually. And this one is fried chicken, because who doesn't love some fried chicken, right? And then this one is lemonade. Yeah, they're pretty helpful for, if you want to eat something to make someone else happy. Or, if you have to take medication and it doesn't taste so good. These are pretty nice. Of course, they do run the issue of everything tastes like that now. So, if you want to have something you actually enjoy. But general rule is it only lasts for about 5 minutes per tablespoon or so. So it's not that bad. And these ones, quite popular among certain crowds. Size changing. Keep them in a special section aside from the form changing ones, because they don't inherently change your form. They just make you bigger or smaller. And plus, I like to have access to them. Yeah, these are the most popular ones year-round. Just because, if you enjoy experimenting with that kind of stuff, you're gonna enjoy having it anytime. The form-changing ones pop up a lot around fall. I get the taste ones. They pop up usually around holiday season. I wonder why. Yeah, family dinners and stuff. And the enhancement ones, I keep a lot of the intelligence ones in stock for, midterms as well. Just because, it's always nice having a small load taken off your shoulders. Knowing that you'll have all the stuff in your head that you need. But all this to say, this is what I do. Magic's just really not for me. At least not, the casting element. I like it. I enjoy it. And I have a few that I make sure I always keep on hand and, have remembered. But for the most part, I just like this element. Because it's, creating stuff, but it's also a bit more scientific. Yeah, I have a few alchemy kits. Mine is a lot bigger because that's what I do for a living. But, I can show them to you if you want. Yeah, sure. Give me just a second. Let me go grab it. All right. Here we go. This bad boy is an alchemy kit. Yeah, no, it's got, let's see. Got these nice little locks on it. Just lock them and unlock them. They're pretty easy to manage, though. It's got a nice handle on it. I always appreciate that. And inside, we've got some nice little leather holders for potion vials or ingredient vials. Over here, we have a few pouches for larger ingredients like leaves, bones, barks, etc. In here, we have a working tray. It's just to make sure that you don't spill a bunch of ingredients everywhere and maybe cause a mess or, burn a hole through your table. Yeah, you're right, spot on. And it's made with that special kind of wood because... Exactly. So, the anti-magic qualities of the wood make sure that if you happen to spill something alchemical on here, it won't cause any issues. It'll neutralize it, basically. So, it's a lifesaver, especially for new alchemists. We also have... Here we go. Small baggie full of beginner's ingredients. These are all just there to make sure that you can make some simple, non-harmful potions to start. Let's see. Here we go. This is just your basic little alchemist hand guide. Goes over all the basics, goes over how to make a few potions using the ingredients you're given. If I recall correctly, there's a speed enhancement potion, a wound healing potion. I know there's a couple others. I don't remember what they are. It's been a while since I've looked at this. But just your basic do's and don'ts of alchemy, how to make stuff, how to make it good, and so on and so forth. There's even a few ingredients in the bag to help you enhance your potions. So, you make a base potion and then you add enhancements to it. I'm not going to take out the glass vials because the last thing I need is to drop them. But it also comes with some basic protection. Got a little apron in there, I think you can see. Got some gloves and some goggles, and I think that's it. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and put this back. Actually, I'll put in these first. Put that in. Put this in. And there's that. And then these lock just like that. And it's good to go. Yeah, you like it? It's a good kit. I'm really fond of it. I started from it. It wasn't quite this nice back when I got mine, but this is what I began with. It works really well. And honestly, it'll get you started, and it teaches you the basics. And if this is all you want to learn, like if you learn the potions in here, and this is all you want, you can leave it at that, and honestly, you'll have some really solid stuff. And if you learn this, and you decide you want to know more, I have plenty more advanced alchemy books that I can either sell or loan, honestly. I have a lot. And if you want to take some classes too, I mean, I've never really taught one before, but I can do it. I mean, I've taught my apprentices before, so can't be that hard, right? Can't be that different. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, sure. We can get you this. And, did you want either of the other books? Yeah? Okay. Sure. And then I'll go ahead, get you this. And get you the household magic book. And is there anything else you wanted to look at today? We can look at some focuses, or we could look at... Sure. No, this place is pretty cool and pretty big. So if you just want to take a look around by yourself, I completely understand. You're more than welcome to. And I'll just keep these here behind the counter so that no one else comes in and thinks that they're on sale. And yeah, you just take a look around. Tell me if there's anything you see that you really want, and we can talk about it. Okay. Well, you enjoy, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be right here. And yeah. Oh, and don't go into the back. Yeah, I need to put up a sign or something, or like a door would probably be better. But it's a lot of people mistake it for the bathrooms. It's not, and then they go in there and get really confused. So, just telling you right now, that is just an area that I have where I keep all the stuff I need to have extra maintenance on, and it's not worth going back there. Yeah. Okay. Well, you enjoy looking around. Again, let me know if you need anything, and I'll be right here.